If you're about to create a chart and are not too familiar with different chart types, you might consider, after highlighting data to go into a chart, to use a feature called recommended charts. In this worksheet called data selection, I'm going to be highlighting cells A3 to G7. Insert tab in the ribbon has lots of choices for different charts over here. But here's an option called recommended charts. The description says, want us to recommend a good chart to showcase your data? Yes, let's click it. And we see some choices here. And there's a scroll bar often. Now, this is not all possible charts that you could be creating based on the source data that we see here, but it certainly gives you some ideas. If you've not worked with Excel a lot, or maybe if you've focused on just one kind of chart type, maybe you never thought of how this chart might look if it were a line chart or a stacked column chart. There's even an area chart. Now, which of these is going to work best for your data? Well, you'll be the judge of that. This is not to say also that these are all choices that you could possibly have, but maybe you'll try this one. You can click this and see a larger image to the right, as I'm doing right now. And if you like this image, you can certainly click OK at the bottom, or simply double click the current selection right here on the left side. So there we are, and move that aside. In the next sheet to the right called line chart, I'm clicking within the data. It's surrounded by empty cells, so I don't even have to highlight the data. I'll go to the Insert tab, Recommended Charts, and it looks as if Excel thinks that line charts are the best options here. We see two examples of line charts, but here's a column chart option. Maybe you hadn't thought of that. Here's an area chart. That's another one. Well, how about bar? Maybe you were thinking bar was a good choice here. Now, I happen to think that it's not, and maybe Microsoft does too, because they're not showing it here as a recommended choice. But that doesn't mean you can't choose that. So you could go to all charts here and choose bar and pursue that if you wish. So recommended charts gives us ideas. Sometimes you'll see displays of data that you hadn't thought of. At other times, maybe, and I think most of the time, you're going to see charts maybe the way you had thought they should appear. Maybe this one looks pretty good. Click OK. And we can do this on another worksheet to the right. Here's one called Sales Results. I'll click in here. Now, here too, we probably don't want the totals included, so we'll simply highlight the data this way here, not include those totals on the bottom. And here too, Insert tab, Recommended Charts, and we see some variations here. Probably a line chart's not going to look so great based on the data here. Maybe this is a little bit better, and so on. Area chart maybe not so good. You'll be the judge, but notice again, you'll see some choices here maybe you hadn't thought of. Here's a waterfall chart, which might or might not be appropriate for the data here, or another one. So we've got these different options available to us. When we select the data to go into a chart, we can easily, if we're not totally sure, explore recommended charts and make our selection this way.